Yo, what up, what up? Hey, yo, what's going on, y'all? I was just about to get into a game, but I said, you know what? I was like, let me just make a video on just letting y'all know what augments I use. You can use whatever you want, because I think a lot of the augments that most of the YouTubers don't talk about, a lot of it has to do with the style of play. But I'm just gonna just tell y'all which ones I use, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why I use them. And if you and you be like, okay, that's not my style of play, so that won't work for me, because I watched a bunch of videos and not every single augment is my style of play, so I pick something else, and you can do the exact same thing. So I just wanted to just share with you the augments I use and why I use them. So since I'm done with all of them anyway, so I'm going to start with the perks, then the ammo mods, then the field upgrades. I'm going to just start from the top right down to the bottom. Stamina. Now, sometimes I bounce back and before Dasher and Free Faller. Now, most of the time I use Free Faller, only because, well, just to let y'all know, you know that there's nothing that can kill you on Liberty Falls. Like Lego, he basically put one of these on, and he purposely didn't put Free Faller on just to see if he can actually die. And he actually did almost everything he could to die. And what he found out was, if a zombie has got you like red, like to the point that you're about to die, and then you jump off the highest building, he still didn't die. But there's been times when I played Terminus, and I did die from jumping off one platform down to another after I was already red. So in my opinion, running a little bit faster doesn't hurt. But I would rather put Free Faller on. That way it's just out of sight, out of mind. You just put this on. As long as you have stamina, you have a million other things to think about. So I would just put this on. Now, as far as like walking quicker, a lot of YouTubers are saying that this is a better one to use, but they're not ADSing a lot. They're on like mouse and keyboard when they just like holding down the trigger, because what a lot of YouTubers don't understand is they're on mouse and keyboard, so they don't really have to use Deadshot Daiquiri at all. So this works for them more. But for me, I would rather put this on and just have peace of mind knowing that if I drop from anywhere, I ain't got to worry about it. So now, as far as these three goes right here, I done tried them all, and I think that Hard Target is the best one. Basically, just a refresher, if a Mangler hit you with his blast cannon or whatever you call it, it's going to take less damage. You have more of a chance of surviving that, basically. And that's why I said, you know what? There's been times when two of them shot me with one of them and I almost died. So I just said, you know what? My chances of not dying is much better with this on. Now, as far as like holding the equipment and sprinting while holding the equipment, this is something that I would put on multiplayer, not really on zombies. And gain an extra boost after you throw something. If I have a Pacific Daily Challenge, I might put this on, but not really. I'm not going to put this on. Alright, so let me just move along. Quick revive. I done tried all of these, right? Now, if I was really playing with a team, and let's say like we're like locked and loaded, I will probably put on this right here, because if they die, I know that I could just pick them up and they will be able to get their perks, most of their perks back. But majority of the time, we're kind of running around and we all doing our own thing. So I would rather put on Dying Wish. Now, in case y'all don't know what this is, let's say I'm down, right? And let's say like it's nobody around to pick me up. If I shoot a zombie and I kill him, then I get picked up right away. and I would lose about, let's say I had all my perks, I'll lose like 5 of them, and I'll have 3. But Dying Wish is still better because you won't even die. But it would use up your quick revive, and all you had to do is just get your quick revive back. That's why out of all of the 3, because, I mean, if I had to ask you guys, I mean, it's hard for me to speak for somebody, but if I had to ask y'all, what would y'all rather me do? Would y'all rather me use my Dying Wish and lose 1 perk, or y'all come pick me up and I lose 5 perks, hypothetically, if I'm all charged up already? So out of all the three of these, Dying Wish is the better one. Now, as far as this goes, I've been looking at these over and over again, and basically, if I pick somebody up, you get a boost and you run faster. That's something we did in Cold War, but that was just the way it was. Now, I pick somebody up and I get myself to get all my health back. That's okay, but I think that what all of y'all should put on, in my opinion, is your increased time, like the being Last Stand. So if you are down, I have more time to pick you up. It's less of a chance of you bleeding out and actually dying altogether. And y'all already know that when you die altogether, you losing your perks is one thing, but you lose your gun, you'll lose like your second gun, and that's not good either. So not only are you losing your perks, you're losing everything. So to me, I would try my best to pick anybody up. But if you have this slow death, I have more time to pick you up. So I think I should run that, in my opinion. But again, this is all my opinion. Moving on to Jug. Let me see. Jug, let me see. Alright. So let me just, actually, I'm going to do this in reverse a little bit. Starting with the minor argument, I would rather put on Hardened Plates. To me, that one makes the most sense. But let's say you're still working on it and you didn't unlock this yet. You can pick something else, I guess. And both of these are going to help you to some degree. But I would say that out of the 3 of these, I say this one is the worst. This one, you're going to deal more damage to the zombies if your health is, your health is really low. And none of us are going to try to be running around with health really low to begin with. So this is the best one out of the 3 major ones. And this is going to slightly give you more armor, and this one to give you a lot more armor. And as far as the major one, this one, everybody knows that it sucks, right? Because you get less damage. But the thing is, there's times when zombies don't really hit you like right from the back. Pause. They hit you from the side and hit you, some other places. So basically, this one is not that good at all. Now, I've been bouncing back between Probiotic and this one right here. Now, in certain situations, right, this one is actually the better one to use, right? Because basically every time one of your plates break, it like shocks all the zombies. And that sounds good. Now, when I'm up close killing zombies, that's good. But the thing is, there's been times when I was getting shot with those cannons from the manglers, right? From a distance. And from a distance, they almost took me out because I had one of these on. So even though I had reactive plates, that shocked all the zombies around me that was close to me. But the manglers shooting their hand cannons almost still downed me. So I would rather have more health. But that's just my personal opinion. I think you can't go wrong with either one of these, depending on your style of play. But my style of play is I'm trying to shoot most of them from a distance. I'm not really shooting them up close. So I would rather have more health. And I think that I would definitely have, I already mentioned the Hardened Plates. So, moving on. Okay. So, okay, this is my style of play. I think you can't go wrong with this, but this is my personal style of play. I'm not, even though this perk is all about punching, I'm not going to punch a zombie. That's just, this game, I mean, when I played Origins, I mean, Luke, you can attest to this and Double, but I never really, like, there's been times when I punched zombies with Origins, but I believe it was, like, much faster punching zombies on that. Much faster and much stronger. So it was kind of cool. I didn't still run around and punch them, but when I did, it was kind of cool. But on this, every time I punch a zombie or knife a zombie, I'm always going to lose a little bit of health sometimes, especially when I'm trying to take out multiple ones. So it would make sense to punch a bunch of them at the same time. But again, I said I don't punch. So, but I could swipe them faster. But even when I'm swiping them really fast, it's still going to be a couple just hitting me because you're up close, you're meleeing. So to me, I think that if you're going to melee, use your melee weapon, I think every time you melee, get a little bit of your health back. I think that's the better one in my opinion. And y'all might not remember this, but on Cold War, after you completely maxed out your melee weapons, you always got a little bit of your health back. So it's less of a chance of me dying when I do melee. That's for the major one. As far as the minor one goes, I'm just gonna be able to go more rounds. Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. I put this one on the wrong one, melee. Reload a portion of your. Yeah, here we go. I meant to put this one back on. This one, you be able to punch more rounds. That is true, but I'm not sure. Yeah, you'll be able to punch a lot more rounds, but the problem is I don't really punch. So, I would rather get some of my ammo back when I am punching. I mean, when I am meleeing. So, I would rather just put this one on. And I don't really notice that much of a difference with this one. So, I'll bounce back and forth between these two, to be honest with you. But this whole stick and move one, I'm not sure. I'm going to try them both out, but being able to get some of my ammo back is just a bonus to me. So I'm just going to just stick with that. Let me see. Speed Cola. Alright, Speed Cola. Now, I'm always going to go with the classic formula. Unless there's a specific glitch that I'm in, right? Like I'm behind the wall again, and I need to charge up my field upgrade faster for Ether Shout. That's one thing. But other than that, I'm always gonna go with classic formula. I don't even need to talk about this one. It's always gonna be classic formula for me. That's just, me like distinctly distinct that me buying Speed Cola, my gun's gonna reload faster. And there's nothing else to think about. Everything else is just a bonus to me. Being able to refill your ammo all the time, I would rather punch and get ammo back, to be honest with you. Now, as far as the minor one goes, I looked at all of these, right? And they all have benefits, but I had to look at what gives me the most benefits. Number one, being able to hit the box faster is cool if I'm hitting the box for specifically getting a specific weapon. Like back in the day when we played other Call of Duties, hitting the box constantly over and over again to get monkeys, this would make more sense, because you got to get monkeys out of the box, but now you can just craft them. So this one does help, but it's not that as important to me. Being able to switch my gun faster makes more sense to me when I want to switch back to my other gun. But personally, I would rather just put this one on, only because at first I was like, being able to throw your stuff, being able to throw your lethals and tacticals a little bit faster, I'm like, what's the big deal about that? I would rather switch my weapon. But there's been times when I was literally trapped and I had all of the zombies around me. So when I was able to throw down my grenade, I was able to throw it down much faster. Being able to throw it down much faster, I blew them up much faster, and I was able to get out of that situation much faster. So to me, that's like another get out of jail free card. If you have flopper. But even if you don't have flopper, I don't know about you guys, but personally I like to rock with decoys, right? So to me, even if I didn't have flopper, I can throw down my decoy grenade much faster, and they're gonna react much faster, and then I'll be able to shoot my way out of that situation. To me, having this on gets me out of situations that I don't want to be in much faster. And to me, that's more important than switching a gun or hitting the box. But that's just my opinion, Now, flopper. To me, when I played Cold War and played other Call of Duties, flopper, being able to jump down and create an explosion, was cool. And on top of that, I love the fact that like when I don't have any ammo anymore, I love like flopping down. I've been doing it since Black Ops 2. But that whole sliding thing, I did it in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. It was more like a cool thing to do. But there's been times when I literally slid into a zombie horde, right? And it didn't explode, or exploded like a couple of them. And then I was trying to get out of that, and they constantly surrounded me, and I almost died. So personally, I really don't slide that much. I really don't do the whole sliding aspect at all. So basically, both of these are all about sliding. But Dr. Ram is pretty cool because I like the fact that I don't have to think about it. Just put Dr. Ram on, and I would say that you should just play normally. By just playing normally, shooting zombies, training zombies, there's going to be a time when you're like running out of the church or running away from a horde, and then when you think you're trapped, you're going to be like, boom, and you're just going to knock them down like you're a football player. You're going to be like, oh, I'm able to get out of that situation because I had Dr. Ram on. To me, that's not going to free you from being jammed up, but it can probably prevent you from being jammed up in the first place. That's why I like Dr. Ram a little bit more. Now, as far as my minor augment, I'm gonna put on the distance of me like doing a flopper down, only because putting both of these on is kind of pointless because both of these has something to do with sliding, and I already told you I don't slide. But being able to flopper down from a shorter distance, I say why not, because I flopper anyway. So those are my two ones. But if you do slide, then you know that's good. Now, Deadshot Daiquiri. All right, so let me start with the minor one. The minor one is always going to be Dead Break, only because it increased the damage to armor pieces. And to me, it's a lot of armor zombies in this game. Being able to give them a little bit more damage is good. Being able to shoot better from the hip is not that important to me. And having there's Deadshot Daiquiri is all about this because they're not going to be aiming. They're not going to be ADSing a lot of times, like aim, shoot, aim, shoot, aim, shoot. They're not going to do that. Most people that play mouse and keyboard don't do that as much. They usually like just spraying. They don't really get advantage of that. So in that regard, it makes more sense for a mouse and keyboard player to have this on. This shooting for the hip better. This is just a waste of time. I think they just added that because they had to put something. But being able to shoot through the armor better, that's the better one right there. Now, as far as the major augments go, being able to get some bullets in your magazine. I know that a couple of different augments do this, but to me, it's not that serious. Now, I bounce back between these two, right? And I'm going to explain why. And you can make your own decision on that. Most of the time, I'm going to put this on, right? Because to me, doing more critical damage overall is always a good thing, right? Now, this one does double damage if the zombie has full health, you know what I'm saying? So why would somebody use this one? Well, personally, I think this is how I deal with these two. If I'm specifically coming in with maybe a shotgun or a sniper rifle, it helps you more with the sniper rifle because you're not going to do a whole lot of shots. You're going to do like bam, and that's it. You're going to be mostly single shots, trying to take them out in one shot. So to me, having this whole dead first on, I think it makes more sense with a sniper rifle and maybe a shotgun. But this one is going to give you just a little bit more health overall. So most of the time I'm going to use this one. In those rare occasions when I use a shotgun or a sniper rifle, then I switch to this. Because there's been times with a sniper rifle, I shoot, it was one time I shot an abomination just one time, and I knocked out like 80% of his health. And then I shot him another time and he was dead because I did half the damage with that one shot. Now, does that happen that often? No, because there's been times when somebody else, let's say like somebody else, like one of you guys, started shooting it a little bit, right? then he's not at full health anymore. So I would say that if you had to just pick one and done and not choose between the two, I would say that this is the better one. I only use this one for certain situations. Now, moving on to Elemental Pop. To me, Elemental Pop, this is the easiest one to talk about because